week 3 of our fundamentals level 1 class. So far as fast movements, we've gone over the choo-choo, the pivot bump, the Arabic, and the Egyptian, moving those forward and backwards, also in the circles. We've gone over our slow movements, our Taxeem, our Bodywave, our personal circles, hand Floreos, and yeah, that's what we've gone over. Woohoo! So what we have left to cover is our arm undulations and our shimmy and our zills. So we're going to cover all of that today. So we're going to be doing our arm undulations, which is our slow movement. We're going to be doing that while we're doing our slow, bringing them up, coming into our arm undulations, and working our arms a lot. So tonight, Advil, hot shower, massage this weekend, however you want to work that. Get them done for your arms. You will need it. And our shimmies. Our shimmies go perfectly with our zilling, so that's why we're going to go over the zilling and the shimmies at the same time. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to put on a slow song. We're going to do a slow drill and a fast drill, and then we're going to get right into shimmying and zilling. sounds we did were from our slow movements, that Bodywave, Taxeem, not Arm Undulations, not yet, the hand Floreos with the arm sweeps, personal circles, and moving back and forward just a little bit. When we did that body wave, remember to do that muscular body wave, that internal body wave, as opposed to knowing the difference between the two, and a skeletal body wave. So the skeletal, remember when we do that, it's more about actually leaning off your front and then coming back, and then having more of that S snake feel to it, and more of that undulation. The internal body wave, the one where we control chest, roll down, chest, roll down, that's the one we're going to use when we start moving that in a circle and forward and backwards. So just something to think about while you're doing them. We're going to use both of them, but they have two very specific purposes for that. As far as the Taxeem goes, remember the Taxeem comes from your obliques here, and using your hip flexors, but also your obliques, so you're not digging into the ground to get that Taxeem. If it helps, keep your toes off the ground when you're in your posture. So if your posture's here and you have your toes up here, when you're doing that Taxeem, what it's going to do, it's going to not let you use your feet at all. So you're not going to be able to do Taxeem when you have the step into it. So you're actually going to have that hip, hip, hip action going, and your obliques working as opposed to digging it out of the ground. Again, when we start moving those backward and forward, it's going to be a lot easier for you to control your Taxeems through your obliques than it is to try to walk your Taxeem like that. So it's all about presentation and what purpose and which one works better for which purpose. Grinding that Taxeem out of your legs, if you're just standing in place, say you're in the chorus, you're just using it here, it's totally okay. But just know that when you go to walk it, you're going to need your obliques for that. So let's go straight into zilling. We're going to be shimmying, but our shimmy goes directly with our zills. So we're going to learn at the same time. So zills. Saroyan is the one I recommend. There is a website, SaroyanMastercrafts.com, I believe is what it is. These are ancient zills. I've had several pairs, but I always come back to these. These are the Arabesque Fat Chance stamped ones. I've had them forever. So, zills. They do have that elastic on them. They go on your middle finger and your thumb. If your fingertips start to turn blue, that just means you tightened your zill elastic. Mine are normally blue. My elastics are really tight. Yeah. So, middle finger and the thumb here. So, different ways you can get zill sounds. You can use a clap. So, all a clap is you lock your zill onto your first finger and your ring finger here, and then your thumb clap your zills together. So it's right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That zill pattern is called the Longa. It is not a triplet. It's the threes. The Longa is the standard one that we use with this style of dancing, with the Fat Chance style of dancing. We use our Longa zills, and we also use military zill pattern and melody. We'll go over those as well. So you can count it as right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right. If you're left-handed, I encourage you to not try to change which dominant hand you are. Just count it as left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. If it works, just do it. You can also count it as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Always starting with the 1 and 3 are your right hand, and 2 is your left hand. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's what the clap. So remember, middle or ring finger and first finger, clap that middle finger, and you clap them together. The second way you can get sound is a tick. Take your thumb zill, dig it into your palm. The middle finger is surrounded by that ring finger and your pointer, and you're going to take the end, that little end of your zill, and you're going to clap it right onto that, the top zill. So it's going to sound like this. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, or left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left. So like I said, if you're left-handed, don't try to zill right-handed if you can. It's not a big deal. The third way that I do it most of the time is a ring. So I actually hit them off to the side here, and you just hear a sweet little ring, 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 ring. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Also, you're not, with the ring, you're not clapping your hands together. Because the minute you start clapping your hands together, you're going to get that harsher sound, that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? What you're actually doing is just taking your middle finger and dropping it on your thumb. So it's drop, 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 drop. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good. So that's the longa, and that's the 3 ways that we do get the sounds. The clap, I usually play that if I'm in chorus, kind of for an accent. If you hear me doing a tick, it's because I want to hear everyone else zilling, so I'll end up ticking my zills together. So, hands here. Use your entire hand. Don't try to stunt your hands or keep them closed. So, use your entire hand when you're doing it. So, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, left, right, 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 right, left, right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, Left, right, left. Left, right, left. Left, right, left. Left, right, left. Right, left, right. 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 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. So, I changed the way I counted them towards the end. I started counting them and 1. So the anda is the and 1. So that 3 actually becomes the 1. So and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So that and 1, that 1 becomes the downbeat. So in order to, if you're musically inclined, if you've been in band, any of those things, it probably comes natural to you to do it this way, and that's wonderful. So one of the things that, to drill it, to get my brain to know that that's the downbeat, is I'll actually pull my hand down on that downbeat. So, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 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 and 1, and 2, and 3, and and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. Walk 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. So, I said earlier that the shimmy is actually made for the Longa Zill pattern, and it works perfectly. So when I started counting it as the and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, that's how I count it when I do my shimmy. So, but we're going to go into that in 1 second. We're going to do a Arabic, Egyptian, and choo-choo drill with just our zills. We're going to start off at a moderate pace. Start off slow, and then we'll go to moderate, and then we'll get faster. So, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 1. So, okay, we started off moderate, slowish, and then sped it on up. So, the reason why I like doing that P.E.A.S drill, we're going to get the S to the P.E.A.S drill here in a minute. P.E.A.S is just pivot bump, choo choo, pivot bump, Egyptian, Arabic, and the shimmy. So if you hear me say P.E.A.S and Cues, that's the P's and then the Q's going into it. So that's what it is. So when you're practicing your Zills, I like doing it with that P's combo because the 4 fundamental fast movements, sorry, blah, blah, blah. 4 fundamental fast movements, all the other moves come out of. So it's a lot easier to learn the zilling and those fundamentals at the same time, so everything becomes a base in order to grow from there. So, I had said that we do the military Zill pattern as well. So the military Zill pattern is a 3-3-7. If you're left-handed again, start with your left hand. It's totally fine. I'm going to start with my right. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pattern we normally only use with very specific movements. Once you get more proficient with your zilling or become more comfortable or just really fall in love with zilling, like I am, you could use them for different sounds when you're dancing with your troupe. So, but make sure not everybody either has to be doing the same zill rhythm, or you pick one person to be able to do a different zill rhythm. So everybody would be doing the Longa, the 3, and then one person would be doing the military zill pattern. So it just sounds really nice and it gives a little bit of depth. So keep your zills on for let's do a little bit longer and we'll take them off. We're going to do our shimmy. So I had said that the zilling of that and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. That's basically what our hips and our feet are doing. So when you're shimmying, your hips are going obviously at a different speed than your feet are. You don't want your feet going the same speed your hips are, and you don't want your hips to go the same speed as your feet because that defeats the purpose of a shimmy if you're just moving it. So feet during a shimmy are doing nothing more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In our FCBD style, we do, I said we do indeed do our shimmy on the balls of our feet. If you can't sustain being on the balls of your feet for a long period of time, sometimes I can't because I have bad ankles. If you go down flat foot, just make sure to bend your knees more, and that's going to release more range of motion in your hips. Range of motion? Question mark? No, it will release more range of motion in your hips. So the deeper your knees are bent, the bigger your hips are going to be as well. So, but they are done here on the balls of your feet. So come up, and that footwork for your shimmy is nothing more than feet side by side in your secondary performance angle, which is at 11 o'clock here, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So that's about as complicated for now as your feet should be with a shimmy, or with our standard shimmy. So that and because that 1 is your foot, so and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, that's your feet. The and is your hips. What your hips are doing is they're going, your right hip is going up, down, up. Then your left hip is going to go up, down, up, down, up. Left, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you counted your hips, it would be 1, 2, 3, and then your left will be 1, 2, 3. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 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 and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So the shimmy altogether looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then I add the Zills to that. It's and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. Okay? So you actually can visualize the and then you can actually see it happen as well. So that's okay. I like the shimmy a lot. So when you are doing your shimmy, don't overthink your shimmy and slow it down to this. Just let your hips go, and it's more or less like when you walk in heels. If you walk in heels, you have that little bump, 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 or maybe I just do, but I think everybody does. So we're going to do a little Zill drill and a shimmy drill. So here's the thing. If your Zills are amazing, woohoo! If your shimmy is amazing, woohoo! If your Zills and your shimmy are going together flawlessly, woohoo! Big woohoo! If neither one is falling into place, it's fine. They fall into place as they do, And once you do get your shimmy and once you do get your zilling going, it will never, ever, ever fall off. So, be kind to yourself, okay? So, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The more your shimmy becomes more balanced, the bigger it's going to get. So go ahead and take off your zills for now. You probably won't put them back on. I want to do a P.E.A.S drill with you guys. What it is, like I said earlier, it's the pivot bump, Egyptian, Arabic, and shimmy. So the drill is called P.E.A.S and Cues. So watching our P.E.A.S and Cues. I over-exaggerate the cues between the movements, as well as over-exaggerating the foot placement. So I will over-exaggerate how I change performance angles, and also I'll over-exaggerate going from the balls of my foot to flat foot. So remember, the Egyptian and the Choo pivot bump are all done flat foot. The Arabic and the shimmy is done on the balls of your feet. But again, on those two, if you have ankle problems or balls of your feet problems or foot problems in general, if you bend your knees more and go flat foot, it's perfectly okay. Just make sure you don't lose the integrity of that movement. We're going to do our P.E.A.S and Cues drills now. The P.E.A.S, pivot bump, Egyptian, Arabic, and shimmy, with an emphasis on the cueing and performance angle and posture. Always keep your posture. Don't worry about your zills right now. We'll put them on later, possibly, but I think what we did today was good. I do have a link that I'm going to put in the description, and it is to a Zill drill and a Zill tutorial. I think it even has slow-mo on it, which is kind of cool. So I will put that in the description of this video, so that way you can click on that and then go over to that video as well. and cues drill. You can put them together different ways, so you can get used to the transition between them all. One thing that I did not say about the shimmy, which I wanted to say, is that when you travel it, it does travel forward and backwards. So if you're choo-chooing, which choo-choos forward, you can use the shimmy to come backwards. So for the shimmy to come backwards, the easiest thing you can do to remember footwork on this is, so that shimmy is done in the 11 o'clock performance angle here, not the default 10. Okay, so it's in that 11 o'clock. And remember, we travel on the 12 and the 6. So if you can keep your feet in that 11 o'clock performance angle and travel in that straight line as 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 foot over in front of the other, so 2, 3, 4. What it's going to do, it's going to help you have a stronger shimmy and be able to sustain it. So from here, because it gives you this little hip tilt too. Don't want to talk about that right now, but it does give you a kind of a sassy feel to your shimmy when you do this. So you're here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, back, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if you can keep it in that straight line, it's going to be a little bit easier to sustain your hips. Also, when you're traveling your shimmy, remember your shimmy comes off your back foot. Okay, so no matter what movement we do, you always keep your body weight over your more stable foot, over that base. So you obviously wouldn't shimmy over here and then step, right? So when you're doing that, it's and 1. See how I switched it? And 2, and 3, and 4. So you're shifting your weight from side to side, but your shimmy is actually happening while you're on the opposite weighted foot. So if it's my right hip here going, now my weighted foot's my right foot, so now it's my left hip. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's more or less 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So opposite hip does that little and then the opposite foot. So you want to make sure that you're staying on your nice, strong base. So when you're walking your shimmy, if you're here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. See how I pushed off? 2, 3. So it's like you're pushing off on your back foot, so you're moving your shimmy forward. So you're here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I try to do it slow so you can actually see me pushing that forward. Yeah. So the easiest thing to remember is your shimmying comes from your back foot when you're walking. So walk. Okay. So it would be and 1 and 2. Okay, as you're changing weight there. For when you're doing it in place, your shimmy is coming off of your weighted foot, and that's that shift from side to side. The cue that you're going into shimmy, so if I'm in Arabic here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I turn to 11 o'clock, my arms float down to tabletop, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. Okay, so your arms floating down gracefully to tabletop is your cue for your shimmy. Can you do your shimmy with your arms above your head? Yes, you can, because I was doing it. But yes, you can. When you're fading or moving backwards or forward, if you put your hands up, it gives your formation and your movement more of a, I don't want to say 3D quality because you're 3D anyway when you're dancing, but more of a breath, more of a, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? More texture, that's the word I'm looking for. So it will give your move more texture. So if you're here and you're always doing your shimmy here, and even when you're doing your shimmy in a circle, you're keeping your arms here, which this is not wrong, but to add a little bit of texture to it, here you could go forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, turn in a circle, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, go back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, go forward, 3, 4, down, 6, 7, 8, go up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then back to your tabletop. So play with what your arms are doing. That way you can add a little more texture. That's the word of the day, texture, to your performance. Also, make sure that you're doing them in such a way that the people behind you can catch it really easy, because you are having followers behind you. So you want to make sure that you're cueing properly and that they can catch you behind. I want to do one more P.E.A.S drill with those, and then I want to hop into arm undulations because we talked about those and I want to start them at least. So. All right, one thing I want to tell you about the shimmy is it's technically a 2 count movement. So it's that 1, 2, and once you do the 2, you're done. We do them normally 4s, 8s, whatever, 16, because it is a very powerful movement. So on your 4 basic movements, okay, your pivot bump, Egyptian Arabic shimmy. Your pivot bump is technically a 1 count movement. Choo choo is technically a 1 count movement. We don't ever count it as 1, silliness. We count it as 4s or 8s. When we turn those in a personal circle, they're flock of birds. So it could be more, it could be less. If you get off count, the pivot bump choo choo is a good movement to go back into, because it is a 1 count move. So you can do it for 3 counts. You can do it for 7 counts. You don't necessarily have to do it for 4 or 8 because it's not an even number. Your Arabic, 2 count movement. So this one, we usually do them in 4s and 8s. We normally do it in 8. We don't usually do it in 4s at all. Personal circle turns it into flock of birds. So whatever the leader's doing at that speed, whoever can't see becomes the leader. Rule of ATS is whoever cannot see is the leader. So use your peripherals to be able to see who's around you. Again, good movement if you get off count, good movement to go into, but since it is a 2 count move, it's either 2, 4, 6, or 8. So if any of those numbers help you, go back into that one. The Egyptian 4 count movement travels forward, backwards. When you do travel it, remember the hip is your foot right next to, and then that step. So it is 1 and 2 and, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you can count it as 4, you can count it as 8, does not matter. Your Arabic moves forward and backwards and in a personal circle as well. Your choo choo moves forward, your pivot bump moves in circles left and right, does not move backwards. Your shimmy moves forwards, backwards in a personal circle. It is a 2 count movement. So again, one that if you get off on counts, if you need a 2, if you need a 4, if you need a 6, your shimmy is a good one to go to as well. Very dynamic movement. Usually when we turn the circle, turn the wheel, we use our shimmy for that. Plus other moves, but usually our shimmy's on that one. Travels forward, travels backwards, so it's a good one to fill in with everything. Pivot bump is flat foot in the 10 o'clock performance angle, default. The Arabic is on the balls of your feet, 10 o'clock performance angle, your entire body. So choo choo, even though we're in a 10 o'clock performance angle, we're opened our chest to the audience. So here's our 10 o'clock performance angle, but our chest is open more to the audience. Arabic is more here. Shimmy is here at that 11 o'clock performance angle, and then Egyptian is also at the 11 o'clock performance angle. The choo choo, ball or flat foot, Arabic, balls of your feet. Shimmy, balls of your feet. Egyptian is flat foot. As far as the cueing goes, don't get too caught up on it. Use all of your negative space to make your movement. So on this P.E.A.S combo, the way I would do it, the way I do it, is I kind of try to keep my arm in constant motion. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So from the back, it would be, do it in the order of it. So pivot bump, Egyptian, Arabic, shimmy. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you would just repeat it. So what you're trying to do is make yourself as big as you can, which I'm short, so I try to make myself bigger than life, because not tall. So you're trying to make yourself as big as you can. You're trying to take up as much space as you can, and all of that negative space you want to use to make the shapes and guide your audience to where you want them to look. So if you're trying to do, if you're trying to be very specific and for your arms, knowing that my arm goes out to the side, my arm goes out to the tabletop, you don't want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. So you want to make sure that you're adding a little bit of grace to that. So that way it adds a little bit more zhuzh to your entire performance there. So arm undulations, we have 10 more minutes. So I'm going to get into arm undulations. Arm undulations are our final fundamental slow move. They're fun. It goes with your Taxeem. It can go by itself. It can go with your Taxeem. It can also go with so yes, your arm undulations will go with your Taxeem as well as just by themselves. So, but they are two separate movements, okay? So your arm undulations from the back, done in your secondary 11 o'clock performance angle here. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So they look amazing, but they're not as hard or as free-flowing as they appear to be. So from the back here, you start at tabletop here, okay? You lead with your elbow going up only as far as you can so you don't shrink up. So you lead with your elbow going up, okay? Then you engage your lat here, bring it down, which turns your arm up, and then you come back to tabletop, brush your fingers down, lead with your elbow, straighten that forearm, engage that back, come back to tabletop, and brush down. So from here, it is up, hand, back gets engaged, down to tabletop, and then you brush your fingertips down to your chole band. So it's your chole band, or your bra strap, or your rib cage. It's yours. If you're dancing with someone who's really tall, which I have done, and they try to bring their arm all the way down to where I'm at, it looks really funny. So to the top of your head here, up, and then to the, I'd say like right under your boobs, your bra line, your chole strap, wherever that elastic would be. So here, it's up, draw that arm, engage that back, down, tabletop, brush your fingers, up, and down, brush, up, and down, brush, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So we do it on both sides. Your arms themselves, you keep this nice soft curve. Okay, so it's pretty much the performance angle arms that we have here. So if they're here, there, bring them straight down, and then to your hips. So it's not a push out, it's more of a here and here. So it's kind of reminds me of the C3 video. These are not the drawings you were looking for. So let me see if this will help. That. Okay, So, I'm going to do it from the back. Right arm up, engage your back, pull it down to your tabletop. Up, tabletop, brush your fingertips. Up, engage your back. Down, up, down. Left arm. Up, and pull it down. Elbow, fingertips up here, engage your back, tabletop, drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down your back. Down. Down. Engage your left. Engage your right. 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 So fluidity is so fluidity is going to come from your wrist and your fingertips. So you want to make sure you're having a nice undulation in your hand, each hand. So when your hand is going up, the palms of your hand here, and when your hand's coming down, the palm of your hand should be out. Think of yourself as a little marionette, and you have a string here and a string at your wrist. That string pulls up, that string pulls up, this string pulls down, this string pulls down. Think of yourself as that. It might be easier to visualize what your body's doing. Okay, I'm going to put on a slow song, and we're going to do just some arms. So when you are doing those arm undulations, keep in mind that you want to set your arms into your back as much as you can. So you're raising with that elbow up, extending that arm out, and then engaging that back to bring this down. You're going to try to keep your arm as engaged as possible, so that way your angel wings aren't all out there. If they are, whatever. But we don't want them to be, to kind of not draw attention, but you want them to work with you. So You don't want them to hinder what you're doing. You want to make sure that you are able to control every aspect of your arm so it doesn't look like your arm's doing something that it's not. We're going to cover more of that. Next week we'll get more into arm undulations when we start. We're going to layer those on top of our Taxeem. Like I said, 2 different movements, but we're going to layer those on top of Taxeem. And I've got some other fun stuff planned for next week. So thank you for joining me today, week 3 of the fundamentals. And I will see you next week. Enjoy the rest of your night.